I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one, not sober, I'm on one.
Matthew Stafford is a top 6 quarterback in the league. What has he done besides throw jump balls to Calvin Johnson? What has he done? He's got a new uniform now? So they're going to put him at number 8? Matthew Stafford out the list. Just take him out the list and you can throw Kirk Cousins there. Even at number 10. I'd still put him above. No, I'll leave him at number 10.
You walked in, you're going to sit here and tell me you picked Kirk Cousins over Matthew Stafford to come out of the goddamn tunnel with you, Borba? Are we being serious?
Yeah, dude. Matthew Stafford hasn't really beat.
That's like that Max Killer Manique
Vikings like twice.
Matthew Stafford has kept an entire organization from being sold out of Detroit. The city of Detroit lives on Matthew Stafford. They eat because of Matthew Stafford. They still have a lion as a logo because of Matthew Stafford. That's slander that you're putting on him, Borba, just to defend Kirk Cousins? What are we doing?
No.
Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Hey. Can't make me miss her, no way. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one, not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one, not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one, yeah.
Good morning. Welcome, my wonderful friends and family. Appreciate you joining me this morning. This is Speaking Out Loud, and as you notice, it's me, myself, and I. And John Borba is nowhere to be found. My guy is MIA. He's about as lost as Caleb Plant's memory last night. That fight was epic, and I didn't know. I threw up a little poll there. What are you going to get, UFC 268, or would you go ahead and get the Canelo Plant fight? I think I would have gotten the Canelo fight if I had to pick, but I did get both of them, so I got to watch both of them. My little spoiled self. Shout out to my wife. So, hell of a fight, man. Canelo did what Canelo was supposed to do, right? He lifted up the spirits of all the Latinos and all the Mexicans. Mexico completely shut down the entire country. South America was just shut down just to see that one person for 12 rounds, 11 rounds, right before he put Caleb Plant out for the rest of the night. What a wonderful fight, though. It was beautiful. The technicality from both fighters. Caleb Plant came out and boxed him. It was good. I think what we saw is just the fact that Canelo is just that much better than everybody else. And a lot of debate right away, whenever somebody boxes, everybody has to go ahead and talk about Floyd Mayweather. Somehow TMT comes back into the building. At some point, somehow we are always going to make that comparison, right? Because Floyd did beat Canelo back in years ago, right? Canelo was 23. I think Floyd Mayweather's a genius. He went in and fought a guy that was barely coming up. But would Floyd beat Canelo if they were both at their prime? I think I'm going to be biased, and of course I'm going to say Canelo is going to beat him up. But realistically, if they were to fight both at their prime, Canelo's prime is in the 160s and Floyd was in the 140s, right? He was a smaller fighter. So if they did fight and they were both at their weights that they're at their peak at, obviously Canelo would fucking sleep Floyd Mayweather easily. Sleep him. Night. I'm talking about Manny Pacquiao sleep ass up. That's what I'm talking about. That's how bad it would be. So, just be realistic, right? Floyd is great. Floyd is good. Floyd is probably one of the best that we're ever going to see or that we ever saw. And now the reigning, defending, undisputed super middleweight or welterweight champion of the world, Canelo. Canelo's different, though, man. The power is different. The speed would be about the same. They would cancel out. And then the topic of discussion would be, can Canelo land? That would be the topic. That would be the main topic to that fight. Can Canelo land a punch? Nowhere in that conversation would we ever say, is Floyd going to take out Canelo? Really, the only conversation there would be, can Floyd last? Can Floyd outstrike him? Can outpoint him? Boring. Nobody gives a shit. And that's why people choose Canelo over Floyd Mayweather. But doesn't matter. UFC 268, Colby Covington, and Usman. What a hell of a fight. They kicked it off with Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler. That was a hell of a way to kick off a pay-per-view. You got your money's worth immediately. Got your money's worth. There was 2 fucking zombies in that octagon. It was beautiful. And then you got the next fight. Didn't really pay attention to that one. Rose Namajunas got kind of screwed because Canelo was fighting at the same time, so it was hard to really pay attention to that fight. But it seemed like that fight, it was a little technical, wasn't that interesting. Then you got the main event, Colby Covington coming out, right, making that noise, barking, ruff, ruff. That's what he does. That's what Colby Covington is, right? I'm sorry, guys. We're going to get to NFL talk, and I'm going to hit you with my bets here in just a second so we can win some goddamn money today. And we can talk about your favorite team, my favorite team, America's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. But anyways, Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, what a hell of a fight, man. And I actually I didn't see the post-fight interviews, so I don't know if I respect Colby Covington just yet. But I'm glad he got beat up because he definitely deserved it. When you talk that much, you do deserve to get punched in the fucking mouth. And that's exactly what happened. At some point there in the 4th round, 1, 2, 3 goes to Usman easily, right? Beating him up. Pop, pop. Probably should have put him out there in the 2nd round, but he didn't. Colby Covington showed his heart, showed his passion, showed his grit, showed that he has heart, and kept fighting like a goddamn lion. You got to respect that, right? We have to respect that. And then the 4th round, got a little nervous. I was starting to say, "Holy shit, Usman, let's go ahead and take him down." You know, let's get our composure back because he got rocked a couple times. But Brennan Johnson kept telling me, he's like, "Dude, no, none of those punches are affecting him." But it would look like he would get wobbled, but he really wasn't getting affected. And you could see once he get tagged up, boom, boom, he would gain his composure right away. He's kind of step back a couple times, gain his composure, and come back with his own 1-2. And then the 5th round, definitely won the 5th round there. Covington came out early, swinging pretty good during those first 1 minute, 2 minutes. He looked like he was going to hit that 2nd win. Nope. Bop, bop, bop. Smack, smack, smack. Usman took over. What a hell of a fight. It was a beautiful fucking Saturday of fights. Beautiful Saturday of fights. Didn't really bet anything because the odds were, they were terrible, right? Fucking Canelo was 1,000, minus 1,000, and Usman was minus 250, 280. But anyways, let's talk about the greatest sport in the world. The greatest sport in the world. It's God's gift to earth in football, the National Football League. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the goddamn drama that's going on over there. We'll start off with the OBJ and the Cleveland Browns. I said on Snap, and I posted it on TikTok there, I said that Odell Beckham, this was my initial reaction when all this was coming out. Odell Beckham was bending over the Cleveland Browns, smacking him right on the booty, no lube, and giving it to him. Originally, that's how we thought it was going to play out. We thought that the Cleveland Browns were going to have to play out that contract and it was going to hit their cap. Bah! And how are they going to figure it out going forward? We're talking about $8 million hitting the cap here. And the Cleveland Browns found some way, somehow, the new GM, only been there for 2 years. The GM that's probably turning the organization around, that brought in all these weapons for Baker Mayfield, brought in Kevin Stefanski, brought in all the hype into the Cleveland Browns. That's the new GM. We're talking about 2 years, going on his 30, I believe. Guys, this Browns team did a full Uno reversal, slapped the card down on the table, reverse. And Odell Beckham, I can't even be mad at it, right? Like, you kind of have to respect that Odell Beckham is agreeing to what it is, because he could have just said, fuck it. He could have stayed out. He could have just stayed at home, made $8 million. He still had 2 years left on his contract, according to Adam Schefter's sources. So the Browns reversed it. The Browns actually turned him over. It was like, so this is the Browns. Yeah, it's about to go down. They're about to get it. And then they just said, whoop, nope, unconsensual, bitch. Turn around, here you go. And the Browns just gave it right back. They delivered. The Browns did it. The Browns are now, the Browns just cleared up $15 million in cap space for the next 2 years, according to Logan Raider. And Odell Beckham is now a rental 1 year, or the rest of the year, 8 weeks, right? And it's only going to cost the Browns $4 million. That's it. The Browns somehow pulled this shit off. If he's not claimed after waivers, and the only teams that have, according to Adam Schefter, that can really claim him right now are like the Bengals, the Steelers, the Raiders, and then a bunch of other teams that don't fucking matter, like the Jaguars. So where is OBJ going to go? As of today, OBJ said that he wants to contend in the playoffs. So that scratches out a whole lot of teams, right? But what are the options? Can Odell decline if someone picks him up off the waivers, for example, like the Jacksonville Jaguars? Will Odell retire? Will Odell choose to sit out? No, because nobody's going to spend $7 to $8 million on a guy that they're only going to have for the next 8 weeks because it's going to fucking kill their cap for the following year. Whatever cap means at this point, like, do we really know what cap space is? I mean, the Rams have completely made us think that the cap is like bullshit, right? I mean, they're just paying everybody. Von Miller, you want to come? Come on over. Matt Stafford, come on over. General Manager, come on over. Everdoll, you want money? Flowers, you want money? Who wants money? It's like Oprah up in that bitch over there in California. That's what they're doing in St. Louis. What cap? There's no cap. We'll figure it out. 10 years down the road, here we go. Let's go ahead and try to win the Super Bowl. But Odell, where's Odell's best fit? Odell, Elazar said, the Bengals. LSU fam, bring them on in. You got Jamar Chase. You had your boy. You got Joey Burrow who can sling the rock a lot better than Baker Mayfield. Not a shot at Baker Mayfield, but it's just obvious. It's just obvious. So for me, Cincinnati seems like a pretty solid fit. They might make a run here in the playoffs. I think today will dictate exactly what that's going to be like. If they can't pull off this win against the Browns, then I think they should go get Odell because they need someone to spice it up. They need some energy. That's what Odell's going to bring. It might come with the drama, but the real thing about Odell here is a lot of people are making him seem like a bad person. Like he's just some big ass drama queen. He's upset that he's not getting the ball. He's upset that he's wide open and the ball's not coming to him. And his dad releasing that video of Baker just completely missing or not seeing or just not willingly throwing the ball to Odell. The Browns fans also came back and said, hey, brother, let's look at all your flaws. And they released the tapes. And they said, look, Odell. And then you saw a video of Odell fucking hitting him right in the hand and dropping the ball. And when you're that elite, you shouldn't be dropping balls that hit you right in the hand or hit you almost goddamn near in the face. So Browns fans said, hey, fucking relax, guy. You also make mistakes here. But Odell doesn't need to go being number one. That's the thing right now. If Odell goes to Green Bay, where he should go, but Green Bay is such cheap asses. Their ass cheeks are so tight. He probably isn't going to go over there because we know they're not going to be like the Green Bay Packers aren't willing to help Aaron Rodgers or willing to spend money because the booty holes are just a little bit too tight out there in Green Bay. It seems like the brick of cheese is just way too hard, right? Just put a little heat on it. It'll melt it. The butt cheek will get loose, right? Dish out some cash. Help out Aaron Rodgers, or you ungrateful fucks in Green Bay are going to lose the greatest gift on earth to football to ever throw. And when it happens, I cannot wait to laugh in y'all's cheesehead faces. I cannot wait to laugh in y'all's goddamn faces when you guys fucking stink and you guys think the guy that's starting today and Jordan Love is going to be the next franchise quarterback out there in Green Bay. I cannot wait because I already hear the whispers. I've already seen the tweets. I've been on y'all's pages talking about how Jordan Love is God's gift. We shall see today. We shall see today. But Odell Beckham needs to go over there because he's going to be a number two. Can you imagine how elite he will be at a number two when he doesn't have to be the best player on the team? He's got Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams isn't a selfish guy. He's okay passing the rock because it's all about getting the dubs, Jameis Winston style. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So Green Bay, go get him. Everybody in the world knows you should be the one to get him. And it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. But that's enough about the drama, right? Let's go ahead and move on to it. Let's talk about who must win. Where's the must win today? Where's the must win coming from? Is it from Philly? No, nobody cares, right? Is it the Chargers against Philly? The Chargers are on a two-game losing streak. Or do we have to go back to the fucking Browns, right? Somehow, some way, outside of the Dallas Cowboys, the main topic of discussion right now is this Cleveland Browns team. Is it the drama? Probably. Is it the soap opera that's going on over there? Probably. Is it the fact that Baker Mayfield's feet are under the fire right now? Is it that Kevin Stefanski is losing another stud of a wide receiver? I mean, let's remember, Stephon Diggs wasn't happy in Minnesota. That was also Kevin Stefanski's offense, and he wanted out, dipped out. See you later. Now he's in the Bills winning games. Same thing with Odell. Is it just the system? I don't know. We're going to find out today. And if it is, Kevin Stefanski has an offense that does work. It works. And honestly, like when you look at Kevin Stefanski's offense, it's like I don't want to say it's similar to the Cowboys offense because I mean, we're much more explosive, but the difference is we have a quarterback that can throw the ball, and it's a lot more accurate. And that's not, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect Baker. This isn't just a fucking disrespectful show to Baker Mayfield. It's just the reality, though, right? But Kevin Stefanski is a guy that wants to take what the defense gives him, and he's going to run the ball first, run first team. And then he wants the quarterback. Like, everything is set up. Everything is set up, predetermined for him. It's set up for Baker Mayfield to succeed. And I think that's how come Stephon Diggs didn't work out over there in Minnesota when Kevin Stefanski was offense coordinator. And same thing with the OBJ. Jarvis Landry gets a lot of touches. I mean, but he's a second option, right? Next to OBJ, or was. I think this is a must-win for both teams here, though. Even Cincinnati. Cincinnati just came off of a hell of a loss to the goddamn New York Jets. Mike White, someone that nobody heard about, someone that a bettor made more money betting $1,000, won $125K, and Mike White's check was only $50K, I believe, going in, or game time check. And he lit him up 400-plus yards on the Bengals, on a defense that we thought was finally coming together, on an offensive line that we didn't think stunk anymore, that they were bringing it together because of Joey Burrow bringing life to the city of Cincinnati. That's what we thought. That's what we were under the impression. And right whenever we think that the Cincinnati Bengals might just make a run and might win this division, they go ahead and get smacked right in the goddamn mouth. Teeth came out and all. So who has to win today? I think there's more pressure on Baker Mayfield and the Browns because of all the drama that's going on. It's crazy. It fucking blows my mind that Cleveland dropped the ball against Pittsburgh, which is pretty much what stirred up the whole pot. They probably should have won that game. Jarvis fumbled the ball. That does suck for him. But Baker has to play better. Baker has to play better. And I know everybody in the city of Cleveland, it's like, it's not Baker's fault. Like, we also have one of the most drops in the NFL. Yeah, but it's a locker room thing. It's a momentum thing. It's when there's unhappy people in a fucking building, it's hard to keep good energy around when there's negative shit just going on everywhere. And that shit just goes from person to person to person. When you start to relating it to real life, it's just like if you got your family, right? And you and your partner are just always bickering and fighting. It's hard to be cool with everybody else in the household whenever everybody's just bickering. And we see it. We see the drops. I mean, it was the same thing in Dallas when Dallas led the league in drop passes. There was shit going on with the defensive corner. There's people that didn't trust Jason Garrett. I mean, there was a bunch of shit going on. And even though you have the talent, it doesn't matter because of the negativity that's going around in the locker room, going around in the building, going around in the entire organization, going on in the restaurants, going on in bars, going on in the movies, everywhere. The city of Cleveland is fucking shook right now. And they just need a little bit of hope. And that hope is going to come today from Baker Mayfield in that running game. Kevin Stefanski. But this is the thing for them. This is the thing for them. Kevin Stefanski cannot force Baker Mayfield to be the star today. Because that's what everybody's expecting, right? And today's Baker Mayfield's redemption day, right? Everybody's like, is he going to be better without Odell Beckham? Can this offense explode? Blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the point, though. And that's what Kevin Stefanski has to slow the roll on the emotions in that locker room. Because they're hyped. They're rattled. Baker's mentality is, I have to ball out. You got to assume that. It's just human nature. When something like that happens, you want to succeed. You're going to want to succeed. You're going to want to be the best. You're going to want to go out there on Sunday and deliver. But it's not about him delivering because you got to get what got you to the dance last year. Run the fucking ball, right? Give it to Nick Chubb there and Johnson because Kareem Hunt's hurt right now. And then allow the game, allow the rhythm, allow Baker to catch some rhythm, make some easy throws. And then in the second half, whenever you start to slow that defense down, then we can probably start seeing the rock there. But they have to keep their composure. And you're going to see it early. You're going to see it quickly. Can they keep their composure and not force Baker Mayfield to be the star of the show? Because it's not the Baker Mayfield show. It's the Cleveland Browns show. And that's what they got to remember today. So Cleveland Browns, in order to win, it's about composure. On the other side here, Bengals, like I said, just came off a really bad loss. Extremely bad loss, a momentum killer. But this is what Joey Burrow was put on this earth to do. Regroup and capitalize. Are we going to see that from him? That's what we're going to find out a whole lot from him today. Can he put this team back on his shoulders after a terrible loss, go out there against a divisional team and get the division back on their side. And let's not forget, I mean, this might be one of the better divisions outside of what we got over there on the West in the NFC. You still got Pittsburgh, and they're coming out of nowhere again. It's like right when we start thinking Pittsburgh's done and out and about, they somehow, Mike Tomlin rattles them back up. They get them back up. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me just read a couple of these real quick. Maybe we could. Shit, my bad. I was too quiet. Damn, I'm losing you. Here we go. Cheers, baby. Cheers. Pittsburgh keeps finding a way to come back, though. They catch momentum. Mike Tomlin's the guy. Mike Tomlin is the guy that you want in your locker room, though, as a head coach, as a motivator. Because what Mike Tomlin does is somehow he inspires not only the young guys, the old guys, to feel some type of fire and come back again. Big Ben should be done. I mean, Pittsburgh fans every other week are saying, get him out, retire, get out, let us move on, let us move forward. And then Big Ben plays well, and it's like, oh, no. We got to have him for one more year. He can get us there. He might be our guy. We just can't expect so much from him. Can the offensive line regroup, get it together? Can they find some chemistry on the offensive line? Because that's what it's going to come down to for this Pittsburgh team. We know what they got on the defense. We know that Pittsburgh people, players, city, workers, blue-collar guys, hard workers. And that's what they got in Pittsburgh. And that's how come somehow, some way, these fucking guys will go from the bottom and regroup all the way to the top. And that's just Pittsburgh, baby. That's just Pittsburgh. I don't even know. I don't even live there. I don't even work there. I've never even been there, right? I'm just assuming based off what I've read, what I've seen, the videos I've watched. So I'm just going to take it for what it is. And then you got the Baltimore Ravens, who probably should go get Odell Beckham, right? Like it's a Packers in Baltimore for me, because Baltimore. I've been saying this the last few years. I shit on Lamar Jackson a lot years past, and I still kind of do, because there's still a lot of question marks. Like, I get it. He's means the most to his team probably out of any other team, because he's such a dynamic runner. His accuracy is starting to get better. We're seeing it game to game, but he has no weapons. So we haven't really seen his full potential. And that's not a knock on Hollywood Brown over there. The guy's a stud, but he's not. He needs help. He needs help. It can't just be Hollywood Brown, especially with the size that he has. Because when you get a big cornerback like a Jalen Ramsey or a Trayvon Diggs, someone that's physical, it's going to be hard for Brown to just ball out when he's really just a deep threat. I mean, he's a solid route runner as well, but really where we see him more explosive is the deep ball. And he happens to have been dropping a couple this year, which hurts. And that's not a knock on Lamar, even though when you look at the stats, we always go to Lamar because it's the accuracy thing. It's the missed throws. But Lamar Jackson needs fucking help. Baltimore. Go get OBJ. Spend the $8 million. Spend it. Go get this man some help, or else you're going to be on the bottom of that division. And then in the offseason, it's going to be question marks all over the one guy that is keeping y'all's organization relevant. Figure it the fuck out, yeah? All right, let's see what games we got here. Oh, locked. Let's talk about these bets. Let's win some money. Let's win some money. All right. Not sure how this happened. Or actually, I do know how this happened. The Chargers-Philly. Yesterday, I had a talk with Brennan because I was trying to figure out whether or not I was just being biased because of my hatred towards the Philadelphia Eagles. There's nothing more that I can't stand more than a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Like, just something about them. Like, they're uglier, they're dumber to me, they look like idiots. Like, I don't like them. There's nothing to it. But I'll like them on like Tuesday. Like, if they're my friends or whatever, I'll shake their hands and stuff. Like, I'm like, yeah, bro, we're cool or whatever. But like on Sundays and Mondays, and then if we play or I just can't stand a fucking an Eagle. I can't. There's nothing more than I can't stand more than a fucking Philadelphia Eagle. But anyway, so I had to talk to Brendan about it. So I just to break down my bias here. And I said, all right, how come Philadelphia is favored by 2 points against the Chargers? He's like, well, the Chargers stunk. The Chargers' last 2 games have not looked very good. And that's valid, but my argument back to him was, I mean, they play some pretty decent teams here. It's not like they just went out and lost to scrubs. And he's like, yeah, but Philly looked good, especially last week. And then you go to, my response back is, okay, the Detroit Lions, they played the Lions. Everybody looks great against the Lions. Unless you're the Packers in the first half. And then he goes, no, man, they're starting to bring it together. And I'm like, are they though? Are they? Outside of Darius Slay, big play Slay, which I do love, badass stud cornerback. I will not disagree with that one bit. I just think they're so inconsistent that it's hard not to bet against them. And whenever you look at like the Los Angeles Chargers, like they have so many weapons and they're so good defensively. The only thing that they lack defensively, is these guys can't stop a nosebleed in the running game, which is a goddamn joke. Right now they're sitting at between 30 and 32 out of 32 teams in the league at stopping the goddamn run, giving up over 100 yards a game every game. Not 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games they've been giving up over 100 yards a game. It doesn't make sense. But guess what Philly doesn't do? And this is why I think this is a lock, and you got to put your money on it, and it's why I put 100 on it. We had to put 100 on it. Minus at plus 2.5, the Chargers are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles because Philly doesn't run the ball. The only guy running the ball in Philly is Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's only time before the guy actually gets hurt. This is a lock for me. Easy money. The Chargers are going to win this game. I mean, they're better offensively. They have a better secondary. They got a solid pass rush. They just can't stop a run. But the thing is that you can't stop the run, but you're playing a team that doesn't run the ball. So where's the problem here? This is an easy lock. Lock it up. Get your money, baby. Chargers are going to close it out, and they're going to bring the bread home. So make sure you lock that up now. Lock it now. Pause me. Give me a second. Go ahead. Make the bet, and let's win some cash. Second bet here, which I think the line probably changed on this bet. But as of yesterday, I locked both of these bets in yesterday. Texans, Dolphins. Texans were at plus 5.5. I know everybody's like, Texans stink. Deshaun Watson likes massages, blah, blah, blah. You know what's crazy is why didn't Deshaun Watson just go to those, here in Roswell, New Mexico, the massage places that have the foil all over the windows. Why didn't Deshaun Watson just go there? Like, they're cool with it. They do what or I think they are, at least from the rumors that I've heard. I don't know how true that is. I've never been there. But anyways, Texans. Tyrod Taylor's back. Tyrod Taylor is no scrub. I mean, he's a journeyman. He jumps from team to team to team, but every team that he goes on, he makes them relevant. Not necessarily Super Bowl contenders or playoff contenders, even though he did take the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And then he went over to the Chargers. Boom. They gave him a shot. Messed him up. Took him out of the game. And then now we have good old Mr. Justin Herbert. And then he also went to the Browns and made the Browns really good. Not necessarily great. Not necessarily playoff contenders, but he made them a little more relevant. Won a game or 2 or 3. And then here we are, right? Here we are. Houston Texans. They come out this season with Tyrod Taylor looking pretty decent. Like they have some hope. This team might win 4, 5, 6 games even. But at the beginning of the season, we're saying without Deshaun Watson, the Texans are winning 0. They might be the worst team in the league. And then the Lions are like, hold my beer, yeah? But they're going against the Miami Dolphins, who just can't seem to figure it out whatsoever. Like, we don't really even know what the problem is because they have a good defense. Is it B-Flow? Is B-Flow the problem? Is B-Flow can't get the locker room together, motivate him, even though he was the guy that Whenever you thought they were going to tank, he brought that team back to life, gave them a heartbeat, and then all of a sudden now this team is falling apart. Is it because they drafted Tua Tagovailoa, however you want to say his name, however you say his name, because I don't know how to say it, so I'm just going to stick with Tua. But we just found out Tua somehow had some injury that happened last week, and they just ended up finding out about it. So now he is not going to play today. That's how jacked up that locker room is the fact that Tua got hurt in the previous game, and they just found out about it. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem. Plus 5.5. I don't know if the line changed. Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. I don't know if the lines changed, but 5.5. Lock it up. Texans. Boom. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to parlay both of them. Texans, Chargers. I think I got it at plus 285. You put 50, you're going to win about 115, 120. That's money. So today, what we got riding is 150. Or actually 175 because I put 25 just straight plus 5.5, and then put 100 on the Chargers to rake in my cash. And then the parlay, 50 to win 115, I think it is. Dude, lock it up. Lock it up. Let's take a break real quick. While we're on this, let's take a quick break and let's talk about the sponsor, the one that supports me, the one that helps me, the car that I drive. Tate Branch Auto Group. Let's get to know these guys. Let me just get a quick break. Let me catch my breath. And let's get to know the crew at Tate Branch.
Hello, everybody. Isabel Vargas, sales manager here at Tate Branch of Roswell. We're at 2000 West 2nd Street. Let me introduce you to my crew.
Hey guys, what's up? Runda here, down here at Tate Branch Roswell, senior sales consultant with the auto group. Go ahead and give me a call as soon as you guys get a chance. 575-317-0872.
Hey guys, Shane Lincheski, the sales professional down at Tate Branch in Roswell, New Mexico. Give me a call today at 575-703-3045 and let's get you started.
Hey guys, your friend Bella here at Tate Branch in Roswell. I'm a sales rep here. You know, we have great inventory going on. Come see us. 2000 West 2nd Street in Roswell, New Mexico, or you could call me on my cell phone, 575-420-5129.
Hello, Roswell and surrounding community. Lico Renteria, Tate Branch Roswell, Finance Manager, 214-325-2662.
And now that you met the Tate Branch Roswell family, come down and be a part of it, where we will work hard for you. And don't forget, hablamos español. Please visit our website, www.tatebranchroswell.com, or come visit us at 2000 West 2nd Street. Or you can give us a call, 575-755-2279.
Hablamos español. And that's how I woke up yesterday because Canelo was fighting, man. I woke up and I was like, ¿Cómo está, mi amor? A ver, ¿quieres algo de tomar? And I was telling my wife that because my Mexican was coming out. You know, my roots, my mom's roots, they were like flowing. And I was like, oh, sí, que vamos a hacer ahora, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, blah, blah. And I was rolling. But hey, let's see. Borba's got a little something to say. Borba's in the comments. Shout out MIA. He was MIA, but he's in there. I was talking shit. He really is in Las Cruces with ET rolls out there, slanging that good food, that delicious rolls, that delicious stuff. So shout out to ET Rolls. Go check him out. Let's talk about it. He said, you know what's the problem? The fact that Aaron Rodgers don't follow COVID protocols by wearing a mask in interviews because it doesn't make sense to him. Laugh out loud. So if you guys didn't see on the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers did come out and give his side of the story. What I do here on this show is I'm strictly sports. I like to get away from all that other bullshit that's going on in this world because it's too toxic. It's too negative. It doesn't give me a good vibe. It doesn't get me rattled up. It doesn't get me excited for football, the sport that we love, the sport that we like to see. So what we do, what I encourage you guys to do is to watch this because I try to just be about football. I don't like to talk about the negative shit that's going on. So with that being said, should Aaron Rodgers be suspended? Probably, because there's rules for a fucking reason, right? Like if your job gives you a rule, you're probably gonna have to follow it. Do you have to wear a uniform to work? If they tell you to, yeah, you have to. That's the rules. Do they give you a uniform to wear? If they do, you gotta wear it. That's the rules. That's just how it is. And in the NFL, they gave protocols to wear a fucking mask if you're not vaccinated. So do it, regardless if it makes sense or not. It's their business. It's their business. So do it. And it is what it is. But Everything is hypocritical in this world, bro. Everything is hypocritical. And then nothing makes sense. But it doesn't mean that you don't do it. It's not your business to make that decision. I don't think, in my opinion. And I could care less whether you are or you ain't. That's up to you. That's up to you. It really is. I could care less. But we're not going to make this about that because this is a football show where we get away from all the dramatics. And with that being said, like I said, Aaron Rodgers, if you're a Packers fan, the way I'm looking at it is he's technically now vaccinated because he's going to have the antibodies, right? So he's going to be treated, Mike Pelissero said from NFL Network, that he's going to be set for the next 3 months. He won't have to go back to those types of protocols until the week before the Super Bowl, assuming that the Packers get there, right? But we know their track record. We know what their kryptonite is. That's the NFC Championship game, right? We know that. And that's a fact. F-A-C-T, fact. Fact check me if you want, but that's what it is, right? Aaron Rodgers will be clean for the next 3 months. So if I'm a football fan, or if I'm not a football fan, but if I'm a Packer fan, I'm pumped because I know we're not going to miss Aaron Rodgers. I know Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be missing any more games. So it's almost like he got COVID out of the way, where it's not going to be a conversation for him. He's going to have to deal with all the repercussions of what happened yesterday with that interview and all the other bullshit that came on about it, about him quoting a certain person and people not liking it, and then him disagreeing or jumping on Joe Rogan. Now, all of a sudden, he listens to the Joe Rogan podcast, so you know how those people are going to come after him. And then you got the anti-vaxxers that are, hey, bro, that's my guy. And like, you watch the Pat McAfee show. His reaction to it was perfect. And it's just a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense. Because people are just going to continue to fight, but nobody gives a shit here. Nobody cares. If you're a Packers fan, the way you should look at it is that he's going to be good for the next 3 months, and he's not going to miss a game. He's going to miss 1, maybe 2, unless they suspend him. That's the only thing that's going to be jacked up, right? But if they don't, which they probably won't, but if they want to set an example, they do it now because it's the NFL MVP of the fucking league, the reigning MVP, right? Do it. And I'm down for it. Because I'm a Cowboys fan. Fuck the Packers. Suspend them. I'm trying to get the first round bye. But realistically, this is a good thing for the Packers because he's going to be available going forward. And you're not really going to have to deal with whatever Jordan Love might be. But I hope Jordan Love has a good game just to add a little more drama out there in Green Bay. Mozzarella cheese or cheddar cheese. That's what we're going to find out today, and they're going to be arguing about it because they just love to fight about something. That's how it is. Thanks, JB, for getting me off topic and talking about shit that I could care less about. So now let's go on to this next game. Hey, shout out Tate Branch, Roswell.com. Go check them out. Get your next vehicle purchase there. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Your boy's sweating. Your boy's talking a whole lot. Doesn't make sense about what I'm saying, but I appreciate you guys joining me, and I hope I'm getting you guys pumped about today. So cheers to that. Let's end the show with a couple picks. Yeah, let's go. Browns and Bengals. I'm gonna pick the Browns to win today. I think the juice thing, what's going on in that locker room right now, it's a must win. And I mean, the only reason I'm picking them is because if they lose, oh baby, that bitch is coming down. The Cleveland Browns, I'm telling you right now, if they do not win today, this team will be not only the most disappointing team in the league, but they will also be a goddamn joke if they don't win this game. Because the playoffs, you can think about it next year. Or maybe not even next year, because you're probably still going to have to deal with shit about what's going on this year. Because is Baker Mayfield our quarterback? Should we pay Baker Mayfield? All these fucking questions are going to come. They're going to come blowing next year. So you gotta figure it out now. Cleveland, figure it out now. Texas Dolphins, Texas. That's the bet that I told you guys to do. Hammer it. 5.5. Miami updated -4. They're still favored. Jacoby Brissett, not a bad quarterback though. So I guess you could be a little nervous there. Falcons, Saints. Let's see. Saints are trying to figure it out, right? Michael Thomas out for the rest of the season. Fantasy owners, you're probably pissed. I was pissed. I was upset about this shit. How come? I thought I was a genius, right? I landed Michael Thomas here in the fourth or fifth round because people are like, Nah, he don't have a quarterback. He's hurt. He's going to be out for like the first 7 weeks, blah, blah, blah. He's on IR. So I said, hey, give me him because he's going to come back because it's not about how we start. It's about getting to the dance and then giving them that in the playoffs because we dance. Because all we got to do is get there. All we got to do is get to the dance. Fantasy owners, that's how you should think. Don't think about week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Nah, just get to the dance. Even if you're 8, even if you're 12, how many people y'all having y'all's playoffs? We only have 8, and then you just kind of hit them with the, I'm here. Boom. But what sucked is Michael Thomas is out for the rest of the year. So that shit did not work out for me, and that's okay. So with that being said, I think the Saints somehow pull this off because they still have Alvin Kamara, who's a solid running back. Atlanta Falcons can't seem to figure it out. Saints are at home. I'm taking the Saints. Raiders and Giants. Raiders got a whole lot of shit going on. Oh, my God. Whole lot of juice going on over there. Ex-player who's just recently released, Henry Ruggs, made a stupid decision that completely changed his life. Am I going to judge him? No. Prayers to the families that were affected by this? Yes. T's and P's, man. That sucks, and I feel extremely bad, and I hope I am never in a situation like that, and I hope none of my friends or family or anyone is ever in that situation. But the only way to avoid that situation is to just not do it, right? That's the only way to avoid it, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite, and I'm not going to judge anybody. You know, T's and P's, bro. That sucks. This is an NFL show, so I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to my roots here. But Henry Ruggs wasn't explosive. I mean, he was an explosive player. He was supposed to be their number 1 guy at wide receiver, and now they lost that guy. So here we go. Let's add another guy to the OBJ pot, another team to the OBJ pot. So now we got the Ravens that absolutely need one. Green Bay Packers, who should go get help for Aaron Rodgers. And then now we got the Raiders, who just lost their number 1 wide receiver to a stupid decision that he made in life that's going to change his life forever. We're talking about almost 40. He can be in prison for 40 years, up to 40 years. His NFL career is definitely done. But this is a chance for the Raiders for all the shit that's been going on. I mean, John Gruden, Henry Ruggs now. Derek Carr has somehow found some way to stay engaged, stay positive, look through the glass half full rather than half empty. The mentality that guy has to have is insane, and we should all learn from that. My respect for Derek Carr has grew so much more. Not necessarily just because he's defending these guys, because that's not it at all. I do think they're douchebags. What they did, what they were involved with, douchebags. But for Derek Carr to look past that and think about what's important to him is getting this team back together. Regrouping this team, not letting it just be the end of it, not necessarily just throwing this whole season away because of all the dramatics that are happening in Oakland, or not in Oakland, but in Las Vegas. And even those people that still support him in Oakland. He's given this team hope, man. He's given this team life, and it's all coming through him. That's a fucking leader, for regardless of how good you think he is or isn't. He's a leader. And he just happens to be able to sling the rock. I mean, do a lot of us think that he is also probably some of the problem out there in Las Vegas? Maybe. But let's look past that, because it's the defense that gives up 30, 35 points a goddamn game. But this game right here, all you got to do, man, this is the game where you just have to perform. The Raiders are in it, man. We're talking about a 5-2 team, a team that's playing these easy games right now. But these are the games where you establish yourself. These are the type of games where you deal with that adversity and come out of it on the other end. This is Oakland's opportunity to really stamp themselves, solidify themselves as one of the better teams in the league, not just putting a question mark around them, or not necessarily just saying, oh, Patrick Mahomes is in that division, blah, blah, blah. No. This is their chance to say, hey, fucks, this is our division. And Patrick Mahomes got to come get it. And that's it. That's what it is. Oakland Raiders, go ahead and win this game today. Patriots and Panthers. Stephon Diggs is playing. Belichick coming on over. Hey, Belichick, don't throw the ball that way. Don't throw the ball that way. I think the Patriots win this game. We still don't have Christian McCaffrey back yet. It's hard to think that team's going to be any better without him. I don't think Sam Darnold is good whatsoever. People think he stinks, and he probably does, and he does. I mean, he looks like he does. He's been showing us that he does. A 4-4 Panthers team that started off 3-0, and then the Dallas Cowboys completely ruined their life and made them mediocre. She exposed them to the world and showed them that they ain't shit. That's all stamped by, solidified by your favorite team in America, the Dallas Cowboys. Now let's go on here with Bills and Jaguars. There's no other way than an ass whooping that's going to be delivered today in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. The Bills Mafia is going to be breaking tables, laying them down, Jeff Hardy style. Bills kill them. And I also think they cover. What's crazy is like these lines have been insane. Like this one's minus 14.5. And I always say it's an NFL team. This is like Las Vegas is disrespecting these grown-ass men that are NFL players. And then every week you see these goddamn teams covering. It's insane. So I do think the Bills cover. The Jaguars stink right now. Vikings and Ravens. Let's talk about it. Vikings and Ravens. Let me take a seat real quick. Let's wait for Borba's response here. Let's see what Borba has to say. Absolutely nothing. Borba will say nothing because he's just as nervous as he was the week before. But this is what's crazy. The Vikings ain't paying Cooper Rush. The Vikings are playing Lamar Jackson. The Vikings are playing a guy that's potentially going to run 60 or 70 yards on him himself, and that's not even including the running backs that are going to play. The Vikings may get slapped around today. The Vikings may get bent over today. Borba might not even watch football after today. Borba might not even show up next week. Borba might be a full-time E.T. Rose employee after today. I mean, Borba might just forget that the NFL even exists after today. Borba may not even know how to take a shit after today because his ass is going to hurt so bad from the type of ass whooping, from the type of damage that this Baltimore team will deliver on the Minnesota Vikings. All right, I'm going to clip that, and then I'm going to send that to Borba because I'd love to shit on Borba when it comes to the Vikings. And the fact that he didn't come last week, this week, the weekend before, the fact that he didn't show up, I have to continue to deliver these left hands, right hands, Canelo style, hit him with the uppercut, breaking a cheekbone or two. That's what I have to do until Borba shows up, until Borba sits right here next to me, until Borba looks me in the eye and he tells me the Dallas Cowboys are better than the Minnesota Vikings. Until then, I will not stop talking that shit. I will keep spilling that shit out. And Borba's he's just gonna have to keep taking it because I don't know what else he can say. What can he say? What will Borba say? I mean, I'll give him a stool. So that way I'm not very tall, but he's not tall. So I'll give him a stool. Borba could step on the stool so we can make eye contact, and then he could deliver his message. But until then, JB, don't be surprised for an upset. Here we go. Let's see what he said. He said, don't be surprised for an upset. Either we change the mentality or spiral the rest of the season. I feel like the rest of the season was already spiraled a long time ago. You lost to Cooper Rush, buddy. Lost to Cooper Rush. All the shit that you were talking, JB. All the shit that you were throwing out. All those little text fingers, but don't show up. It's all finger text. Borba, everything is a surprise to you. Every time we have a conversation about this Vikings team, it's always like you're never confident about it. And guys, we can run the tape. Every time we talk about the Vikings, there's never enthusiasm about this Minnesota team. There's never consistency on his passion or his confidence in his own team. And you want to know why? Like, this is JB every time we have a conversation about the Minnesota Vikings. Every time we have a conversation about the Vikings. And I tell him before the show, I give him shots, I give him coffee, I give him whatever to amp up the energy in his body, to get him excited. I even cut promos for him purposely. I give a shit less about the Vikings, but I cut the promos for him to hype him up right before the show so that way he can come over here and fucking say this. This is what Borba would say if he was here today. Just like his fucking message right here. He said, I wouldn't be surprised. So here's Borba, yeah? I'm going to pretend I'm Borba. Here we go. I'm here. I'm talking shit. Hey, JB. Cool. Borba's going to say this. Well, coming into today's game, I think we have a pretty good chance because we have a running game and we have weapons with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook's healthy. And then that defense, we have Harrison Smith. So and then we're leading the league in sacks. Everson Griffin's playing really great. He's back on the team, and then he'll talk about how Breland has potential, but he hasn't played really great. But Breland, he could really get together whenever. At some point, he can really get it together. So the Vikings might win today. I think we're gonna win. We're gonna win. And I'm like, JB, what the fuck? It's football Sunday. You're playing 15 minutes, and that's how we feel. That's how we feel. And that's why this team fucking stinks. And that's why this team is on the other side of those losing games. And I know exactly what that feels like because Dallas Cowboy fans have done this for years and years. And that's us because we're sitting there fucking nervous. We've never been confident. We've always been on the backside of it. And we're like, fuck, we might lose this game. We might lose. Not anymore, baby. But that's what I'm saying about the Minnesota Vikings. That's where they're at right now. And that's where they've been since Kirk Cousins came into that goddamn team and they paid him 80 fucking mil fully guaranteed. And now they have my boy JB over here talking all soft and all feminine. Well, I think that, Harrison Smith is really good. He sounds like Michael Jackson. Damn, I just found out my no audio, thank God. Oh, 2 minutes. Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Just give me a comment real quick. Can you hear me? Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Damn. That's the fucking show, guys. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate it. We good? Can we hear me? Huh? Fuck. That sucks. I hope that you guys heard absolutely everything that I said, and I hope whatever cut out didn't cut out. Did we get the Borba rant?
Most of it.
Most of it. God damn it. Guys, that's the fucking show. This is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining me. I'm about to play catch with my wife because that's what we did right before the Cowboys game. And we keep it rolling. Cheers to you guys. Damn, we cut that.